All right, this recording shows you just the kind of things that come up while you're doing attendance. We have Bill Deming or Will Deming here who only has one assignment done for the week, which technically for attendance he should be absent 4 days. However, as we go in email, and there's always some kind of story, I have to go back and look at the folder to find out what's going on. So you'll see Will Deming, there are some emails here that went around. He didn't request enrollment until the 3rd of February, so he's going to be a little bit behind compared to the other students to begin with, so I have to take that into account because he's a newer student. So also he is doing some other things because he came from a live class, so they're in a different place than we are. I'm actually further ahead in the curriculum than they are. So I'm going to go in my inbox, I know, and I haven't moved this yet because it wasn't resolved until yesterday via conference, a teleconference, that there was some problems with the text not being available online. It actually wasn't showing for some reason. I had to do some background things and get it to go. So we instant messaged, and he shared a screen with me. I looked at his screen and went, that's what's going on. So I don't know how much I can really expect from the student at this point, but I do want to send a follow-up email saying that, you know, this is what's assigned and you're getting a little behind. I also, because he's in this situation, he does want to make some accommodation for making up the work in a reasonable time frame that will still keep him somewhat on task with the class and give him what he needs to start the novel. So I'm going to draft an email. So far I've drafted email. You'll see it says, "Hi Will." I'm not sure what he wants to be called, and we really haven't spent enough time together to find out. So I wrote here that I do want to be called Will, Bill, or William. I'm not sure. I just want to make him comfortable. And I'm trying to find a way to get him caught up a little more quickly, which some of the items that I have embedded in the class can be covered in a conversation, such as the author's background and things like that, things that would come out in a class conversation that we wouldn't have. So I'm going to go back to the curriculum, and there's several assignments I want him to have done going into that conversation so he has background knowledge to make that more productive. So I'm going to ask him to do 3.2 and 3.5 and I also think I'm going to have him do Where in the World. Now he's done that already, so I know that that's taken care of. So he has some good background information on where the story takes place and kind of how that country is in relationship to other things. But I need to take into account that he may not know some of these kinds of questions, but we can do that together. I can actually see what kind of internet sources he's using and have a discussion with him. It'll also give me a chance to get some of his background and find out what his knowledge is and his problem-solving strategies are. And that conference will entail some reading apprenticeships. So it gives me a chance to spend some time with him live. So I'm going to go back and finish the email with these assignments in mind. And I'm going to pause the video for a minute. All right, so basically what I've offered the student is I want them to work on 2 different activities, and the third one they submitted already, and then they'll have a little bit of background, but once the activities are done, I'm going to conference with them for about an hour. I'm asking him to give me a good date and time, and he should have his textbook handy, internet access, a microphone, speaker, so we can chat. And what we'll do is we will go through the other activities together. It gives me a chance to conference side by side with the student, have them show me some of their reading strategies, and get him caught up in a way that might be a little less time consuming than have him go independently on his own and get the activities done. So that's all actually part of the attendance process, and there's a lot of these kind of scenarios where it's not the regular mainline situation, so it takes a lot of time to get these situations ironed out. So just another example of kind of how things work. Thanks.